Well, okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Kunu, one of the general chairs of this year's ISMIR, and now I am really happy to start this session, the 30-minute-ish session for the awards at ISMIR 2025. So we're going to have multiple awards, actually, including the Test of Time Award, as well as this year's Best Paper and Best Student Paper Awards. And then we also have the list of the outstanding reviewers. I just realized we're actually going to have outstanding reviewers before the Best Paper Awards. So, you can do some permutation in your brain. All right, so first, to get started with the Test of Time Awards. The Test of Time Award just started like last year in 2024 in ISMIR in San Francisco, and they did a great job by initiating this now I hope a convention that we are starting to have. And typically in other conferences, the typical way of doing it is running it by selecting papers from the 10 years ago, the same conference. And the 10-year, it's not super arbitrary number. 10-year is usually chosen because it's kind of long enough, so that it just really fit into the name of the test of time. Like at that point, we can kind of judge it if it really passed the test of time and still useful in academia or industry. And yeah, still it's like 10 years sort of short enough to remember and then really give the right reward to fantastic works. The problem is we couldn't just do it because last year we started and then we are too late basically, so we have to catch up. So here's our suggestion that the first column you see is what we did last year in 2024, and this year we are suggesting that we are going to split it into the two tracks of the Test of Time Award. One is a classical and the other is a 10-year. So the classical one is like to catch up with the previous ones, and this year our candidate for this classical TOT was the papers from 2005 to 2008. And then the next year, well, I mean, people on the next year's organizer surely can make some modification, but we thought in this way, in the 2 years, we can sort of finish the catching up and then run through the normal 10-year gap test time award starting from 2028. So that's the idea, and that means this year we are going to have two different types of test, TOT, classical and 10-year. So we organized this great committee who consists of a group of researchers who have been filled in the long enough so that they sort of know like what was going on already from the beginning of the 2005, as well as also knows what's going on and what is relevant and good in 2015, as well as also still being active. And surprisingly, there were quite a few people who are eligible to this. And so with lots of discussion, and then finally we reached to great conclusions, which I'm really happy about. So first, we are going to have the one runner-up of the 10-year Test of Time Award. So this is, we have one runner-up and one awardee in 10-year TOT. Let's start with the runner-up. Out of this, amazing papers of 2015 in the great place called Malaga, the awardee, no, actually the runner-up paper is A Software Framework for Musical Data Augmentation by Brian McPhee, Eric Humphrey, and Juan Bello. So Brian or none of the authors were able to make it, and that means I think I will have to bring the gift to New York. But so to give you a little more detail, this paper was written by people that look like those pictures, and also relevant work is the software called Muda, which is a Python package. It's nicely documented and maintained for quite a while. And so here's some quote from the committee members that this work is a reproducible and modular framework for data augmentation in MIR and enabled better benchmarking and robustness across various MIR tasks. Sounds important, right? And that's why it's a runner-up. And then The other one, well, among many quotes, the other one I want to mention is that quote is that this paper introduced the concept to the MIR, the concept of a data augmentation, and provided an excellent framework that is still widely used. So yeah, again, there was Brian McPhee and Eric Humphrey and Juan Bello on software framework for musical data augmentation. Yeah, I guess Brian must be watching it. Hello, Brian, congratulations, and yeah, Juan, you too. Eric, maybe you too. Okay, now the next. We have this time 10-year Test of Time awardee. So this is, yeah, we had a lot of discussion. It was not an easy decision, but this prestigious award is going to Florian, Sebastian, and Gerhard in the paper titled An Efficient State Space Method for Joint Tempo and Meter Tracking. Yeah, again, the authors look like this, if you don't know. And yeah, this one I'll need to also find who's coming from Austria so that I can ask for some nice delivery of some of the gifts we prepared. But so right now, let's focus on the quote. So this is apparently a really elegant iteration of the bar pointer model that provided a robust bridge between beats and downbeat tracking. I guess you know what it means really, really well already. And then the major contribution on the few scientific contributions from 2015, which is still used today. That is great because my model from 2016 is not used, and this model is from 2015 and still used. It's, great papers, right? And really deserve the name. Another quote, technically robust and impactful in rhythm analysis. And finally, excellent and very influential. The med-mom beat tracking and tempo estimation are still the best and most widely used estimators available. So, yeah, give applause again. And right, I completely forgot the gift, which would be weird to open here, so you have no idea what it is. But those two are the gift that goes to the 10-year test time runner-up and the awardee. And now we will move on to, right, there was some blank slide. Right, and then we'll move on to the, right. Oh my God. We actually have the, video for the reception of the 10-year Test of Time Award by Florian and Fox. So let's watch it if I know how to click. Do I? No, I don't. 이 비디오 들어있는 거 어떻게 해요? 저거는 여기서. 네. Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, we are very honored to receive this year's 10 Years Test of Time Award. Thank you very much. I think especially for us, Sebastian and myself, as we are no longer working in MIR, in the MIR field, this really means a lot to us because it seems that some of our work is still being used. So this is really great. Unfortunately, we are not able to come to Korea this year, but we still wanted to send you a short message from Austria and share with you maybe some of the great memories that we're still having from that time. So, well, I did my PhD in Linz, where Gerhard Wiedmer has put together a really great group of people, and it was really a fantastic working atmosphere. So thanks, Gerhard, for this again. And one of these collaborations that was really fruitful and also a lot of fun, definitely, was the work with Sebastian about beat tracking. So thanks to you, Sebastian, for this great time together. And maybe you can tell us briefly how this all got started.
I was doing like neural network deep learning beat tracking, and Flo was doing more like the signal processing based or probabilistic approach. and we talked about how this can be combined, and yeah, we quickly discovered that it's just too slow. And on the way back from, I think it was the Abu Dhabi rhythm workshop, we had to spend a couple of hours at the airport, and we discussed how we can make this faster and better. And yeah, so the first focus was about shrinking the state space.
Yeah, and at this airport, there was this idea, hey, come on, let's take this whole really huge state space and just pick some important states that might be important and only compute the probabilities for those. And yeah, it was really crazy when we came back and we started to implement it. It really turned out that it was not only quicker, but it was also better in terms of accuracy, which is actually very nice and happens very rarely, I think.
And I think this is also the reason why this method up until now acts as the standard post-processing method for all the beat tracking, or not all, for many beat tracking methods out there. And yeah, if you do just a little bit of literature research, this comes up in many, many papers about post-processing. Yeah, and actually it turned out that we might not have been the first one with exactly the same idea, like Matthias Mau afterwards pointed out that he had a very similar idea in one of his papers some years ago, but it was just a one-liner, so sorry for missing that. Well, I don't have to add too much, but thanks to Gerhard, to having such a great team and environment back then in Linz in Austria, where we all met, and even some people are still here, so if you want to hear some anecdotes of back then, I think Andy is somewhere in the audience, and yeah, nice seeing you. Thanks for the award, and hope to see you soon again.
Yes, also from my side, thank you very much for this great award. I'm really happy and really honored to receive this award. Yeah, and it's a great community, so hope to see you somewhere again. Thank you very much. Bye.
Yeah, and thank you, Matthias, as well. Yeah, great job. Right, so we will now move on to, where are you? Interesting. Yeah, except, just don't look at me, don't worry about it. I just broke a mouse, it's okay. And now we will move on to the Classical Test of Time Award. So what you see is some images I captured from the ISMIR 2005 to 2008 website, which is still alive because I just made this slide yesterday. And yeah, those are beautiful figures. And yeah, here it was an even harder, much more difficult decision. Well, to begin with, it's 4 years, and then we have to choose 1 or 2 papers, and it's not an easy job. And that gave the committee a difficult time, like, how can you make this decision? But then we, at the end, were very, very happy about these 2 selections that we have. I mean, we are honored to have them in the community, and then I'm happy to have this chance to really reward them. So there are 2 Classical Test of Time awardee. I'll start with the first one. So where's my? I forgot to copy paste all the drum roll slides. So let's just do it. So the first Classical Test of Time award goes to Manet Müller on audio matching via chroma-based statistical features. Where's my nar? Right, here you go. So one of the quote here is that chroma features were the first music-specific signal representations to gain wide adoption in MIR, pioneered chroma-based feature representation, which became central in cover song detection, music structure analysis, and synchronization, and they influenced both algorithmic MIR and commercial audio fingerprinting systems. Yeah, and yeah, we have this also, we will open an PPT. Might not made for us. Oh, here we go. 네. 여기서 보시면 어떻게 되는 거예요? Which key to press to move on? I can just space. Okay.
Many thanks. I promise it's the last presentation of my group during this conference. ISMIR 2005. 20 years ago, Queen Mary University of London. My second ISMIR conference. I'm nervous. This is joint work with Frank Kurt and my supervisor, Professor Michael Clausen, on audio matching via chroma-based statistical features. So let's assume we have an audio collection consisting of several recordings of the same piece of music, different interpretations, performances, possibly arrangements, orchestral versions, piano versions, string quartet versions, whatsoever. Then given a short query audio fragment, the goal of audio matching is to find all corresponding audio fragments that are somehow similar of musical content. So as an example, let's consider Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. So I studied at Bonn University, the birthplace of Beethoven. So that's the reason we take this example. No, I don't touch the audio. I mean, I hope that in 20 years, the audio will work better than in 2005. So let's assume we have a version from Bernstein of Beethoven's Fifth. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. And then you have different versions from Karajan, maybe a piano transcript played by Shabakov. Da 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 da, da 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 da. So you hear they are quite different in timbre, and tempo is much faster in the Shabakov version, and so on and so forth. So audio matching is related to a number of different tasks: audio identification, fingerprinting. The cool work from Avery Wang is really an inspiration. And then, of course, work on music synchronization, audio summarization. So my heroes were Roger Dannenberg, or are Roger Dannenberg, Masataka Goto, I heard he's a cool researcher, and Jean-François Peters. Where are you, my friend? I mean, no, at that time, you know, we didn't know each other. So I was really hoping to meet Roger, Masataka, and Jean-François for the first time. So I was really nervous. Okay, so how did we do audio matching at that time? So the idea is pretty simple, two-stage approach. As for features, we extract chroma features. And then to make the features more robust, we applied short-time statistics on the energy distribution of these features. Basically, this introduced quantization, suppressing some noise. This was a nonlinear operation. So it was like something, a logarithmic compression, and it introduced smoothing, and the statistics parameters, now we would call it hyperparameters, you could trigger the degree of smoothing and the downsampling. And then the idea is very simple. So you take the query given as a chroma feature and simply shift it across the data set using some cross correlation. You get a matching curve, and then look for local minima that are close to 0. You get a first hit, that's the query itself. Then the repetition within the same recording, and other hits that are occurrences of the fade motif in the, for example, recapitulation and other performances. However, when the query does not have the same tempo, for example, the Karajan is much faster than the Bernstein, the audio matching curve does not indicate any hits. So what can we do? One idea is just multiply scale the query to simulate different tempi. And with the statistical features, this can be simulated very efficiently. So for each of the scales, we compute a separate matching curve, then take the minimum, and you see all the required hits are there. As for experiments, we set up a huge experiment with 110 hours of audio. At that time, that was not so bad. And then we built an index of chroma features, 40 megabyte, so that fit into the main memory. That's nice. Query clip was roughly 20 seconds, and retrieval time was 10 seconds per query using MATLAB. Yeah, And for quantitative evaluations, please come to my poster. So the general strategy was we use chroma features to achieve invariance to timbre, local statistics to achieve invariance to dynamics and noise, smoothing, invariance to local time deviations, and global scaling to achieve invariance to global scaling. As for future work, I suggest that we use maybe in the next 1 or 2 years some inverted index to speed up retrieval from 10 seconds to 300 milliseconds. 10 years later, I think we should use something like a graph-based approximate nearest neighbor search, which further reduces the retrieval time to roughly 10 milliseconds or so. Then, thinking of Geoffroy, I would say in 2020, I think it's time to not use these statistical features, but embedding layers, embedding networks. For example, why not using a triplet loss, contrastive loss function? I think that's pretty cool. And in 2025, I think my vision is to maybe not only retrieve stuff, but also to generate cover songs based on the fade motif. Thank you very much.
Thanks again for the great lecture. Yeah, that was a great vision. Yeah. And now I need to go to, where is it? Okay. Oh, okay. 그다음에 다시 네, 얘를 어떻게 네, 다시 해 주세요. 네, 다시 해요. 그 페이지부터. 나. 괜찮습니다. All right. Oh my God, I didn't go over. Yeah. So that was, we were here. Yeah, and right. Yeah. Okay. We have one more, awardee for the Classical Set of Time Award. Again, this is well, I think I need to repeat the same thing, but this amazing honor goes to one more researcher on one more paper, which is ICE annotation for the RWC music dataset by Masataka Goto. This dataset has also an amazing quote, providing the first dataset for developing MIR system. Imagine that, the first dataset in whole MIR, and a very clean design of it, even if it was a first. And then help fuel research in a wide range of MIR tasks that we still study today. And it's the dataset, the one that had influence on all following datasets, isophonics, Salami, and is also still relevant nowadays. So, yeah, that's Goto, and Masataka Goto will give you also another interesting lecture.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm truly honored to receive this award on my ISMIR 2006 paper entitled AIC Annotation for the RWC Music Database. And I'm really grateful to the ISMIR community. Thank you. Let me share the story behind this paper. I started my music information research in 1992, and I was working on drum transcription, beat and downbeat estimation, and melody and bass estimation. So those topics became standard tasks later on, but at that time, there were no standard datasets or annotations. So I had to develop an annotation editor and annotated everything myself. But I couldn't share my dataset due to copyright restrictions. So in 2000, I decided to create a music database that the entire research community could use. So we created RWC Music Database. So this is the very first copyright-cleared music database. It covers 315 musical pieces with original audio recordings and MIDI files. And also it covers isolated sounds of 50 instruments. So we shared that RWC music database with the community so that you can use that for common, a lot of different purposes, right? So in that paper of ISMIR 2002 and 3, so I wrote 3 main purposes: evaluation, machine learning, and research publication and presentation. But even though audio recordings were available, they were not enough. So we needed shared annotations. We therefore started manual music annotation of the RWC music database in 2001. And I asked our music college graduate to annotate using a custom annotation tool like this. Then I made those annotations publicly available to the research communities. So this AIC annotation covers music and downbeat positions, melody line, music structure, and audio synchronized MIDI files. So I appreciate everyone who contributed to the development and release of the RWC music database and AIC annotation. And here is good news. Stefan Berg and Maynard Mueller have taken the initiative to make this RWC music database openly accessible on Zenodo in the near future. So thank you very much, Stefan and Maynard. Thank you. And there has already been an interview paper published in Transactions of ISMIR in June this year. So if you are interested in the story behind the RWC music database, so please check this paper out. So Stefan made a video clip of our interview. So yeah, if you are interested, you can check also that YouTube video clip written in this paper. Okay, and also I believe their effort marks the beginning of RWC 2.0, ensuring open and sustainable access for future generations of MIO researchers. And finally, thank you very much for using the RWC music database and AIC annotation. So I deeply appreciate all the efforts made by the research community to use and extend them, helping advance this wonderful field of research. I love ISMIR. Thank you.
It's really, fascinating to both, Maynard and Masataka, not only attending the conference, have the same enthusiasm in the field, in the community, in the paper, as well as Masataka also looks exactly the same. And incredible. So, right, that was about test of time, and Masataka Gote and Maynard Mueller. Now, we are going to have a very quick, also, show our quick gratitude to the outstanding reviewers of 2025 ISMIR, who are 3, 2, 1, go! Many of these people, so 17 outstanding reviewers. So after this session, all of you, please, if you're here, come to the stage and we will give you also a small gift. Just in case you are not sure about our hospitality in Korea, we'll make sure you get the gift. And thank you for your service. And obviously, reviewing, doesn't get any reward immediately, but still, we all do. And that's how we, bottom up, build the whole community and research, and then, keep the scientific regard, which is really, really hard these days as the field is expanding everywhere. So really, thank you for all your reviewers, not only for this, but just simply every reviewers. And then we'll move to the now Best Paper Awards of ISMIR 2025. So, we by the long talks, you probably already know that we have this 8 amazing candidates of this Best Paper Award. This year we will award in total 4 papers, 2 as a Best Paper Award, and the other 2 as a Best Student Paper Awards. So we'll start with the Best Paper Award. Who is? Don't worry about it. It's a question mark. And the best paper. First best paper. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Right. This is my contribution. It goes to a free explanation of AI music artifact by Darius, Gabriel, Camille, Humang. Yeah, authors, please. So we have this amazing gift as well as yeah, and this we have our own gift as well as the gift coming through the Roland. They can use Roland Cloud for 1 year for free. How amazing, right? Again, Best Paper Award. Darius, Gabriel, Camille, Humang. And then we have one more drum slides for the next Best Paper Award and one more lines, which goes to Are You Really Listening? Boosting Perceptual Awareness in Music QA Benchmarks. Yoongi, Sean, Taylor, Julian, Zachary. Congratulations! Yeah, really looking forward to see them in 20 years where they will look exactly the same. And now, yeah, there was the 2 Best Paper Awards, and after that we still have 2 Best Student Paper Awards, which goes to audio synthesizer inversion in symmetric parameter spaces with approximately equivariant flow matching by Ben Hayes, Shalom Puz, and Georgi Fazikas. So we are giving a little more gift to the student paper authors. So not only Roland, but they will also they get the Steinberg Dorico, which is kindly also provided by Steinberg. Yeah, thank you. And the last student paper award, again drums. It goes to Global Mood, a cross-cultural benchmark for music emotion recognition by Harin, Elif, Peter, Manuel, Paul, Minsu, Mark, and Nori. Yeah, they also get Roland Cloud as well as this time Steinberg Dorico. Yeah. Congratulations. So that was the end of the award session, and then I will quickly move on to the final part of the closing remark. I just want to make a quick remark that what on ISMIR really, even virtually. So we had 3 virtual chairs and the virtual volunteers, Chin-Yoon, Yuang, Jung, and I just put Chin-Yoon especially because he's attending virtually, who really worked so hard on preparing Miniconf and Slack space, and he's like really, really responsible for so many things. And yeah, and we also had virtual attendees from, according to Shin Yun's voluntarily done a survey based on the IP addresses, I think. So 45 countries, including quite a few places, like one attendee, which is great, I guess. And also from thanks for the virtual attendees attending from the Ramada Daejeon and Intercity Hotel and D Edition. You are there sleeping, right? Yeah, well, still welcome. And also we have like more than 600 Slack members, as well as on the peak, like accumulatively more than 600 YouTube watch view count. So that's I guess that's explains why we and justifies all the effort we have for the virtual live stream, so that anyone in the world can really enjoy the conference. And yeah, before also finishing, please also don't forget that it's not over yet, although I feel like it's almost done. It's not really over, because we have this, one of my favorite session in ISMIR, the late breaking demo session, as well as a Myrex demo from 3 p.m. to 5, just the same spot, where the most interesting and creative works are displayed and shared to you. And then with that followed by unconference by Jeffa, our amazing unconference chair, 2-year-old over there. Yeah, they're really great. And after that, we have this RanCon, which is one of the very few chance where you can see the competition done by AI playing piano. So that's an amazing chance. Don't forget that. And then tomorrow also we will have these 2 satellite events. One in LLM to music and Geist. Yeah. 4. Yeah, right. And the other was a DLFM, which is our popular, almost like at this point, classical satellite event in Seogang University in Seoul. So yeah, you can choose your favorite city and go. And now we will move on to the also exciting ISMIR 2026 slides. Well, this is not official. I just made it on the Gemini, but yeah. So the organizers and chairs of the ISMIR 2026, please come over. 여기서 요거로 하면 되는 건가요? 하고 2개 체크하고 Right, this is you.
Okay, well, thank you and welcome everybody. My name is Carlos Guedes. I'm one of the general chairs for next year's ISMIR, and I'm seconded by Kostu Ganguly and Gus Xia. And we're here to introduce you ISMIR 2026. Before we get into that, I would like to give a big thank you to the organizer of this year's ISMIR, who set up the bar really high for us next year, so it's going to be challenging. And a very, very special thanks to the ISMIR board and to Xiao Duan for their support for the organization of ISMIR 2026. So thank you very much, and actually, please give them a round of applause on our behalf. So I'm picking actually on last year's slides presented at a meeting in San Francisco, in which they made an overview of the past ISMIR conferences, and next year is going to be in Abu Dhabi. A couple of interesting things about this. There's a website there already. We have a landing page, and the website is going to be updated in the next months, leading to the conference. The other interesting thing is that if you look at that blue pimple, looks like a center of a circle, of a semicircle that gets drawn from all the way from North America to East Asia. So, and it's also the first time that ISMIR is going to take place in the Arab world. And I think all these are very interesting aspects that we're going to explore. So the location is going to be in Abu Dhabi. The dates are going to be November 8th through 12th. Mark in your calendars. The calls still to be defined, the dates. And we are general chairs, and this is a picture of Abu Dhabi. The location is going to be the Abu Dhabi Cultural Foundation, which is an iconic building in Abu Dhabi. And we decided to establish 4 special tracks because this is due to the fact of the Gulf and especially the UAE and the Arabian Gulf are actually a point of intersection between the East and the West, and there's a lot of cultural influence because of all the trade routes around the Western Indian Ocean that are actually not that known in certain parts of the world. And we decided to theme the conference as Crossroads. So we're going to explore the interconnections between MIR and four fields, humanities and MIR, synesthesia and MIR, health and MIR and social impact. And then Kostas is going to give you a little bit more about that soon. So this is the main auditorium at the Cultural Foundation. These are the other spaces that we're going to be using for the conference. And why Abu Dhabi? Well, it's in November. It's actually going to be great to go kayaking in the mangroves and watching these beautiful sunsets. But also, you know, this is some data that our government partners gave us about Abu Dhabi, in the UAE, which is a very tolerant society, what unlike people sometimes think, and very multicultural and super tolerant. It's extremely safe. I've been living there for 12 years, and it's, yes, safe for women. Women are actually very protected there. You don't need to cover your heads, or unlike people think. There's also some liberties regarding, alcohol consumption and all that, so you shouldn't worry so much. And we thank actually the members of the community who raised all these issues last year in San Francisco. In our website, we have actually already a blog addressing some of these issues, and we continue addressing these issues as you feel necessary. There's people in our team that is going to take care of that. But it's a very tolerant place. It's a very nice place, safe, and I think we're all going to enjoy. But of course, we're not trying to turn ISMIR into a tourist destination as a conference. There's several converging factors that prompt us to organize this in Abu Dhabi. One is the establishment of NYU Abu Dhabi in 2010, and with the first bachelor's in music in the entire Gulf region, and with the organization of Rhythm, the so-called Rhythm Workshop. Actually, we just saw a model that was created in the Abu Dhabi airport. I just acknowledge that. Now it's as a consequence of the workshop in cross-multidisciplinary and multicultural perspectives in musical rhythm and improvisation that brought, in these 3 years, around 150 people to Abu Dhabi, prominent researchers in the fields of music cognition, music information retrieval, music theory and ethnomusicology, and also graduate students and doctoral students. We made a point in actually arranging grants for those people. We also organized a conference on music and cultural heritage, which is the first joint conference between the YAML, ICTM and IMS, the International Association of Music Librarians, the International Council of Traditional Music, and International Musicological Society. Then we created, or I co-founded a research group with my colleague Andy Eisenberg, the Music and Sound Cultures Research Group, which tries to study the music from the region and its cultural influences through a hybrid approach combining traditional person in humanities and artificial intelligence. Then MBZUAI, which is becoming a powerhouse in artificial intelligence, the Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence, who actually had the vision of hiring Gushya, who brought there the Music X Lab in 2022. Berkeley Abu Dhabi was established in 2020, and Abu Dhabi was designated the UNESCO Creative City of Music in 2021. So these factors, I think, is actually what is behind this whole idea of trying to bring the critical mass of this society into this region, and hopefully, expand new areas of inquiry in music information retrieval. So you have here just a picture of our two labs, so the Music and Sound Culture Research Group. You have some faces that you may recognize there, and it's also the Music X Lab. So now I'm going to turn it into the talk to Kostas, which is going to explain to you the special tracks that we're going to implement next year at ISMIR. Thank you.
Hello. Thanks, Carlos, for the great introduction. It makes my thing very easy. So taking from all the great researchers and the ISMIR community, we thought of thinking about the S and M, which is the society and music, in addition to the information retrieval that we have been talking about. So the 4 spatial tracks we have proposed are this. I just get one quick answer for that. So humanities and MIR, so curating panels on musicology, ethnography, and philosophy interaction with MIR, including digital heritage preservation and computational musicology analysis with bridge disciplines. The next is something that's close to me, synesthesia, organizing immersive experiences and studies connecting auditory, visual, and olfaction. So please make a note that olfaction and other sensory modalities by inviting artists and researchers working with multisensory data and cross-modal retrieval. The third one is health and MIR, which has been a part of this year's ISMIR as well in the tutorial. Feature talks and demos on MIR application in music therapy, emotion recognition, mental well-being, and rehabilitation. Plus, hackathons for health tech prototypes. And finally, MIR and social impact. We want to host sessions that address music accessibility, ethics of AI-generated music, cultural equity, music for underserved communities, and discussion on how MIR can drive social well-being and impact. So these are some of the things we are talking to the great community chairs who have kindly agreed to be on board. And then our theme is going to be crossroads. As you can imagine, Abu Dhabi geographically becomes the crossroad between the West and the East. And it's also one of the major hub of the world population. And about travel and visa, it's very easy. So 80 nationalities upon arrival within UAE with no cost. And the others, it's also very easy and takes no more than 2 business days. And we got this all helped for you. And for the more experiences, I invite my colleague, Akash, to please continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Gustav. Thank you. So it's my 3rd, 4th year there, so I still have some fresh memory as a newcomer. In November, I think Abu Dhabi is just one of the best places in this world. The temperature is around 27 in the daytime, may drop to 25, even lower at night in the evening. The landscape is quite diverse, and to my surprise. So from city center, drive for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you see the Bay Area, you encounter green and water. And if you dare to drive 2 more hours, you see desert. And the sunset is just gorgeous. I mean, these are 2 photos I took on my own using my old iPhone 6. So, and so the real scene is much better. And so there are a lot of attractions. And so here I just want to briefly just highlight 2. The first one is Louvre Abu Dhabi. Not only under the name of Louvre, but also have this kind of same artistic standard and high-end exhibitions. By the way, if you have the membership card of Louvre in Paris, you can use that to have access in Louvre Abu Dhabi. The second highlight is Yas Island is really the place to have fun, especially you feel vivid here. I mean, you're energetic. We have Flowery World if you have have fun in car race. We have Warner Brother theme park, Water World. Yeah. So without further ado, I think I will play a video to introduce Abu Dhabi. Can I? Okay. Thank you. We'll see you next year.
There's one more slide still.
One more.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now it's time to conclude this ISMIR conference. So you have stayed in Korea over the last week. Probably you have heard Korean here and there. Maybe have learned how to say thank you in Korea. Can you say loud? Yeah, 감사합니다. Yeah, I want to wrap up the last week just by playing the video summary. And this is 7 minutes. We already over time. Timekeeping has been done very well this time, but this is an exception. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna play and, but higher player rate. Oh, too fast. Music will go on soon. Maybe. Acceptable? Okay. Yeah, it's been a long journey preparing this ISMIR conference. I'm very happy to see everything turned out better than we imagined. So now I feel so emotional and grateful about what happened, what has happened this week. This was made possible by many things. Generous funding from our sponsors and surplus from our previous organizers, and the advice and encouragement from ISMIR board member and senior ISMIR members. And also, the weather was pretty good, right? Yeah, our prayer to the sky seemed to work out. But most of all, this conference was made possible by all our organizing committees, their dedication and hard work of our organizing committee and volunteers, and their love to ISMIR community. So I'd like to invite all of the organizing committee and volunteer come up to the stage over here now. Please. Yeah, thank you for your hard work and dedication. And yeah, and I hope to see you all in Abu Dhabi. And now, goodbye. Thank you.
Magdalena for you, by the way.